Hello everyone. So what I want to do tonight is simply to go over my number one absolute item on my wish list for the upcoming balance patch that Dragon Ball FighterZ will receive in mid-August, so a month from now. And this will be for my boy as Broly to be buffed, because I think he is an amazing character, such cool design, and he has just so much untapped potential that he cannot truly bring out, because basically ArcSys has forsaken him. Like they forgot him in season 2. They forgot about him in season 2, and they basically left him in the closet. They left him in the past. And I do think that he needs to be brought up to date with some buffs to be 100% viable in season 3, because don't be fooled, guys. As even though he doesn't need buffs as bad as like Frieza, Goku Black, Videl, Android 16, has Broly is not very viable in season 3. Like, it's not, at least not as viable as it should be. I mean, the only thing he got going for him pretty much is damage. Like, if as Broly touches you with a medium starter, especially if he has half a bar and he does his 236H, like, you die. Like, it's not that you die, but from a light starter you lose a good 50% of your health bar. From a medium starter you lose a good 75 to 80%. And then if he has like 4 or 5 bars of meter, yeah, it's a TOD. But his insane damage output does not justify his fatal weaknesses that he has right now. So let's start with his weaknesses, okay? Like, first of all, 2 things that they need to fix more than they need to buff. Like, right away, 2H. Like, if you're like full screen trying, to zone them out, and you're trying to bait them into super dashing, you do 2H, but since it moves as Broly forward, super dash crosses you and hits you in the rear, and you get punished for choosing the right option. So please, ArcSys, let's have this Broly stay still when he does this incredible like haymaker. Okay, like let's keep him still. Another thing is this incredible move. Option select grab to 1-4H, yes, grab, so good, but the option select needs some tweaking, because as of now, when the opponent is grounded, sometimes maybe I rush and I want to grab them, but this comes out the air version, or vice versa. Maybe I want to grab an airborne opponent and the ground version comes out. So ArcSys, please, let's tweak the EX grab and let's make the accuracy of the option select far better. Alright, thank you. So with that out of the way, what are his fatal weaknesses, as I call them? Frame data, guys. Like, as Broly, he is, like, I main him and I love the character, and I tried to drop him and I just failed because I just like him so much, and other characters do not give me the same energy, like the same vibe, the same fun at playing this game that Ash Broly does, but he has some major flaws that are quite unjustifiable. Alright? He is the only character in the entire game who has no safe normals, like -8, -7, -11, -7, okay, and nobody has safe 5H and 2H, except of course fucking UI Goku, but before the recent patch his 2H is not safe anymore, but still, like, he cannot end a block string with a safe normal. Like, his key blasts, his key blasts are -7 on block, point blank distance. That's insane. That is just wrong. He has to end with a special. Okay, this is -5. It's cool. It's it's gapless. Cool. This other special, which actually leaves him safe, both because he is safe on block, because he's -5, but also due to the spacing. As spacing is so important for him. Yeah, armored, safe on block, space him out. Has a gap, but I mean, I think it's fair. I mean, it's fair for such a strong move to be non-gapless. Nothing to say there. But the fact that he has to end a block string with a special if he wants to be safe is insane. Like, he cannot reset pressure, and he's a grappler who cannot stagger, cannot alter the pace of his block strings. You know, he cannot make them more ambiguous, and has to rely on a 24 frame grab to open up people up, and that's like super reactable. Like, that's very reactable. People react to it even online all the time, you know. And like, why? Like, if there is someone who needs staggers and like very good stagger points, that would be S Broly, like, instead of fucking Z Broly. Like, Z Broly has -2 lights, which are basically anti-airs, because the guy is enormous and he has like safe on block armored 5M, not 5M, sorry, 2M, you know, so he can stagger, and he can stagger good. He has amazing staggers, and he has an unreactable armored grab. Like, what? Like, how is that balanced? Like, at least, like if someone should have a slowish grab, that should be Z Broly, because at least he has the frame data and the staggers to, you know, sneak it in a block string. But S Broly has no staggers, everything is unsafe, and his grab is slow. So that is like, no, guys. And, you know, if him landing a grab deleted your health, like if the grab was a medium starter, that would be, I guess, kind of balanced, but the grab, even in the corner, doesn't do that much damage, honestly. Like, it's like the amount of weaknesses and risk that he has to take to make his grab viable does not does not justify the damage output, which is his payoff. Like, that just doesn't make sense, right? And he even, like, another thing that is so bad about him is that he cannot even rely on the universal way to make plus frames effectively. Like, the universal way to make plus frames in this game is that even if you have just one staggerable move, like Andre 16, Insane 12, okay, you create your space, and that's so important. You create your space, and then you go for a 6M, which hits later on during the animation, and so you're left with plus frames. And everyone in the cast can do this, because everyone else except S Broly has at least one safe normal that they can stagger, you know. Not S Broly, because S Broly cannot stagger, and he cannot even create the space that he needs with his mediums. Like, spacing is so important for characters like him, because their normals are huge, like their mediums are huge, albeit unsafe, but the spacing makes them safe if they can create the space. For example, let's bring in Mr. Cooler. Like, Cooler has staggers, right? So he can rely on this sort of like universal mechanic to, like, you know, you stagger, and now bam, +4. That's so good. But even if you don't want to rely on staggers and you want to create your own space to make your big medium normals shine, you know, like this. See, look at this. Like, I'm creating my own space with this incredible tail normal, which is -9. But if I keep doing it, you see, I maintain my spacing. And even though now I'm -9, I'm far enough away from my opponent where they cannot reach me, and I can keep staggering them with my tail. And they try anything, DP. See how everything works together organically. Even like some of Cooler's weaknesses, like unsafe mediums, you know, glaring unsafe mediums, are covered by the fact that you can create and maintain your own space, and you also have a defensive option, right? Like, Goku Blue can do this. It's the same, you know? You can stagger to like 2M, and then you create your own spacing, and maybe here you go for a high, or, you know, you do whatever else. And if they try something, you know, no, you deflect, you roll level 3, whatever. And that's because these guys have staggers, and they have moves which don't make them go forward. Like they have moves which makes them stand still, so they can create the space they need to kind of safely reset pressure, even though they have somewhat unsafe moves. Asproli cannot do that because every single one of his moves moves him forward, except like Ki Blasts. But do I have to create space through Ki Blasts? And I have to create like I have to throw out like 4 or 5 at point blank, and I'm still unsafe. And now maybe I can try and reset my pressure and go for a medium starter, or maybe even a high. But still, like the fact that I have to go for a Rafik of Ki Blasts that are as unsafe on block at point blank, that's insane. And also like a recovery on his grab, insane, -7. Like this is like how even his fireball -70, guys, like -69. If I Tiger Knee it, like this is just to really make it look super bad. Like -45, -9. Yeah, no, guys. Like, and it's not like these moves have such an added value in neutral, you know. Okay, maybe you have assist, okay, you run up and you get your turn, but like you miss, and you are -10 full screen, or maybe, you know, like. But like in neutral, even though like you're in the corner, it's not like you can convert into a move that's plus on block, you know. Cooler, again, for example, you can do kind of the same thing. It's harder for him to connect the fireball because it's just a projectile, but then you're +2, and it's an overhead too. Asproli doesn't have anything of that. Yes, this committal fireball, which can link into a dive punch that it's neither plus on block, so you don't get to restart your pressure, and it's not an overhead, so it's not like you can catch people asleep at the wheel or something, or it's not like, I don't know, you can space it better, and maybe the shockwave is a low or something like that. No, like okay, here you're +1, and you can go for like this, and you can go for this, but you have to space it so right, and that doesn't always happen. I mean, it's hard to do this, to calculate the spacing in the midst of a battle, especially if it's online, you know. And then, okay, they're +1, but again, spacing, and sometimes you're gonna end up whiffing your big 5M. So, see, there is something not working here. See. Also, like 2H, yeah, this is, I mean, it should at least move him forward more, like kind of like 16 grab, moves him halfway through the screen, says probably move like 1/3 through the screen with his J2H, kind of like 21 does. See, this is a way to escape the corner, guys, and you're left -3. Like, you can backdash. As Broly, like, what do? You're -49. Like, if you try to grab someone, -30, 53. Guys, Android 21 is a better grappler than Broly. Do you see where the problem is? Do you see how insane that is? Her grabs double as a way to move around the screen and maybe escape corner pressure. She has staggers, and amazing staggers. Like, she's not a top tier for nothing, right? And her grab is exactly as fast as Broly's, and she can convert solo off of it by spending half a bar with the EX dive and then going for a re-jump. She can have it connect with assist. Like, she is a superior grappler than Broly. Like, there is nothing that Broly can do that Android 21 cannot do better. Like, Android 20, like, there is no reason from a competitive point of view to play as Broly when Android 21 is in the roster, because she's a more rounded grappler compared to Broly, who is supposed to be an actual grappler. Like, she even has anti-air grabs, you know, just like kind of like Broly has, but Broly, albeit it's faster, like the range is so much shorter. So, like, do you see what I say that they are not doing him justice? And basically, what I think happened is that they developed the character of Broly with system mechanics and meta from Season 2 in mind. Because with snapback meta, Remember, Ace Broly was the second to last character to come out as a DLC in Season 2. In the corner with snapback meta, Ace Broly was a monster because his 2L can cover the height at which the opponent snaps back in. You know, you can just jump, and he has huge buttons that can cover the entry of the opponent into the stage. And once they are conditioned to block, hey, you go to town. You want to grab them standing on the ground, air grab. You want to make them think that you're going for a jump kick, you grab them with the J2H. Everything he has is built around the fact that he cannot open people up mid-screen, or he cannot open people up reliably and consistently himself. But once he's in the corner, and when you have snapback meta, you go to town with him, and he is an absolute monster at that. Guys, I do not think it is a coincidence, for example, that you can tag Ace Broly in with a launcher, okay, and then this move is so big. Okay, you need to be closer to the ground, to be fair. So let's start mid-screen, like this should be good. Even if you're just mid-screen, yeah, this is good. And you do this air grab, like the combo lasts so long that your ArcSys regenerates, and now you can connect a Dragon Rush, and you know, you start snapback meta, and you keep going like this, and you do a combo, and you end it with a Dragon Rush, and this is basically a loop. And with snapback meta, with auto-time snapback, there is no escaping this loop reliably, because Ace Broly has every tool that he needs to exploit, to take advantage of snapback meta. But we are not in Season 2 anymore, guys. Like, we are in Season 3.5. Like, he is lost in time. He was abandoned. And just to confirm my theory that it was thought of with snapback meta and Season 2 meta in mind, his stomps don't make sense, because with every stomp, if you do them all, if you do all 4 of them, you're leaving each time a 6-frame gap, and your opponent can like reflect, level 3, DP, whatever, and you know, there is no payoff for that. Like, even an intermediate level player will just block low and react to the slow 24-frame grab. That's not good. And why is it like that? Because in Season 2, if you did this, if you managed to land all 4 of your stomps, your assists will regenerate. And that is such a big deal, because it means that you take this huge risk and you get rewarded with regenerated assists, and you get to you get to extend your pressure. And at one point, when you have Ace Broly as your active character, if you keep going like this, at one point you will be able to sneak in the slow grab, and it will work. But again, we are not in Season 2 anymore. Assist doesn't regenerate due to the gaps. So, like, again, they gave him a tool that made sense in Season 2, but it doesn't anymore, because we're in Season 3.5. And that's what I mean when I say that they have forsaken him. They are not doing him justice, and they need to bring him up to date to be actually viable in Season 3.5. Like, if they buffed him the way I want him to be buffed, it will be a consistent and fair high mid tier. And this is how I buff him. Okay, first of all, every single buff that I'm about to name, he gets it after he pulls off his level 3, together with the 5% damage buffs. And this is how we make him a consistent character with his movie counterpart, and also a balanced character, because that's how he is. When Super Broly first starts fighting in the movie, he's weak, because that is his first fight, but then he picks up the pace and he manages to become stronger than Vegeta and Goku, even when they're fighting together, in a very short amount of time. So that's how he should be. Not only he gets stronger physically, damage-wise, after he pulls out a level 3, after he gets into the battle, after he gets into the pace of the battle, but he becomes faster, and he unlocks new ways to open the opponent up. How do we do that? First thing, we give him staggers. This, -3. This can stay 10 frame startup, but it should be -5 and a medium starter. Okay, guys, if Jiren can have an 8 frame startup, -2 on block, 2L medium starter, as is, I think as Broly can have a 10 frame startup, medium starter, which is -5 on block after spending 3 bars. Okay? And this is in line with the character too. Ki Blast, -4. -4. Not -5, not -3, -4. This should be a safe, a more than safe reset point. 5H, nothing to say there. I wish it reached a little further if I fully charge it, and there is no way it should lose to low or Ki Blasts like this. This should be Ki Blasts and general physical hits invulnerable. It should, like, it makes no sense that it loses to lows and Ki Blasts. This should be normal Ki Blasts invulnerable from frame 4, because right now if I do this and I want to dive punch, the opponent can just spam Ki Blasts, and the Ki Blasts beat this like Superman dive punch, which makes the earth shatter, and that's just ridiculous. Could be an overhead, like I would like it if this could be an overhead when done in the air. Like this, I would like it to be an overhead. This, it should not be an overhead. If you do it in the air, it should be an overhead. At least you could have like low-key mix-up options like, you know, double overheads. I mean, it's nothing much, but it is something. And what else? Let's see. This -11. I don't know, guys. Like -11. That's a little too much. Like Cooler can stagger his tail, which is a low, and it's -9. So shall we like say -8? I think this after spending 3 bars, this can become -8, and it's fair too. But also, if you keep holding, if you hold back, if you do 4M, exactly like Goku Blues 4M, you don't move forward. You push the opponent back, but you stay still. So you create the space you need to, hey, you stagger it, but you can do this now because you have the space, right? And this makes sense. What else? Grab, you can either make it faster, 21 frames. I think it's fair, because like base Goku has a 20 frame grab, which he needs to spend 1 bar to convert off of. So as Broly in the corner can just convert into a combo on his own. So I think 1 frame slower is fair. Yeah, this is fair. Or they can keep it slow, but make the grab a medium starter. Like, can you imagine how great it would be? And I think also more in line with the character if the grab were still slow, but a medium starter. Like, that would be so nice. I will actually prefer it compared to a faster grab. So way less recovery on J2H and JS. You know, this could be, I don't know, this either make this an overhead if you hit with the punch in the air, or make it plus on block. So this into this should either be plus on block or an overhead. Like, I don't really care which of the two, but like, yeah, just let's give him a little something. And way less recovery on this. Like, this being -10, no guys. Like, this being point blank, -8, -69, come on guys, come on, no. On a hit, let's make this -6, -7, and you know, because you're far away, you're still safe. -7, okay, -6, something like that. J2H, -4, and it moves him like 1/3 of the screen. Like right now, if I jump, I should arrive to the corner. And this is also a way to escape corner pressure. And I land, and I am -4, -3. -4 I think is good. Last thing, stomps. Stomps, again, there is no reason competitively to do more than 2, because you're just going to get punished. So you're taking a risk, and there is no reward anymore, because remember, assists doesn't regenerate anymore, and that was the original reason why you were incentivized to do the stomps. So how do we fix this in Season 2? In Season 3.5, sorry. You give him progressively better frame advantage on block for every consecutive stomp. So first stomp, -7. Fair. It's a medium starter. Fair. Second consecutive, -5, guys, because I've given 6 frames to my opponent. They had a 6-frame gap, they didn't take it, so I should be rewarded with better frame advantage. And now I can actually, you know, bait reversals, DPs, Rebel 3s. I can better time. I have a better timing if I want to punish them jumping with a 2-1-4M. Usually I have to try and stagger this move, which is -40 on whiff and -7 on block, -36, yeah. So, -5, third one, -2 or -1, fourth one, consecutive, either 0 on block or +1. Okay, guys, because remember, I have given, at this point, after 4 stomps, I have given my opponent 3 huge windows, 6-frame gap each, 18 frames in total to do something about it, and they didn't. So I should be rewarded with frame advantage. And if I do all 4 of them, I should get to restart my pressure safely. And I don't think that's unbalanced, especially if you think that all of this, you can only unlock it after spending 3 bars. Third one, yeah, -2, -1. I mean, for example, Baby has like low kill area at 5M that leaves him -1 on block. I think if Broly spends 3 bars and leaves 2 huge gaps, he can be -1 on block too. And that makes his slow medium starter grab more viable, see? Now it makes sense, and he has, this is not useless in neutral, because you can throw it out and not be punished for it. This gets him out of the corner, you know, and you can somewhat backdash if you are far enough. And now he is a more complete character, guys. And this doesn't lose to Ki Blasts. This doesn't lose to Ki Blasts. This is either plus on block, only if you hit them with the direct hit, with the direct punch, or maybe an overhead, which would be nice. And yeah, I think that's all. This move, I mean, this is good the way it is. You just use it to cash backdashes after, like, after a blocked vanish or something. And this is how you make him viable. This is how you actually create synergy between his tools. Also super important, 4M. This pushes him back. If I do this and I hold back, I should arrive like here. And then I can, you know, I have some mind games here. I can do this, and if I space it out, I'm -2. And maybe I can go for a high, you know, and now I have an overhead. So I go for like a double overhead. This is also good. And do I have actual hopes that this video will land on ArcSys computer and they will listen to me and implement these changes? No. Am I going to stop trying? Also no. So if you liked my ideas, the videos, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel and I will appreciate it. And I'm going to make a video on some tips and tricks for Broly that I came up with. I'm not expecting to be like the next Nokami or Lord Knight or whatever. Like, Dragon Ball FighterZ is my first fighting game, and I'm not nearly as experienced as to those guys, and I don't think I will ever be, but I do love the game, and I do love Broly, and I do think I have some tricks that might prove useful to other people who play him. So that being said, thank you for staying with me tonight, and I hope you have a great day, great week, great year, great whatever. Stay safe.